Hello everyone, and welcome back to East the Oath in Felghana. Time to do a bit of housekeeping before I go into the abandoned mine. Yeah, no matter when or where, mining be dangerous. No, I didn't want to talk to you again, Elena. Trying to progress in game. Oh, is it that easy to tell? You know, all I do is walk around everywhere with sword and plate armor. I don't know why anyone would think we were adventurers. I'm tired of my mines being limited visibility, which is why I went through the trouble of getting this thing. Besides, the gem is going to be useful for another bit later. Okay, now it's time to go to the deep mines. I don't need to talk to any of you. Okay, the depths of madness is right. There's a lot of nasty stuff down here, and I'm beginning to wonder whether they locked up this part of the mine because they had actually run it dry. By the way, those who have played Wanderers may notice there are a bunch of familiar enemies, and that's because almost every enemy in this game, and I'm not even talking about bosses here, is drawn from some monster that appeared at some point in Wanderers from East. We won't actually be seeing any enemies original to this game, I think, until the final dungeon. This is the other part of the game, by the way, which is meant to evoke the original Wanderers, because this is almost a 2D dungeon. Even much more so than the Tigray Quarry. I'm just gonna let this bit happen. Okay, we just got a giant slab of rock, which means we can jump higher. Secondly, another change from Wanderers. In Wanderers, Genos was a hero of local legend. However, for Oath and Felghana, they decided to actually make Genos one of the Eldin. Note how in the mural Genos had the white wings. Now we have the double jump, we can actually progress in this part. Plus there are a couple of other things I'm going to be able to snag later, once I'm done with the mines. Yeah, making Genos one of the Eldin people is one of the ways that they tried to connect this story with... Oh, I fell way too far. Yeah, this story with the Ark of Nepishtim. Because the original home of the Eldin people in the new timeline was originally from across the Western Ocean, as we saw in Ark of Nepishtim. But, as turns out to always be the case, there's an ancient evil sleeping under the region. What did Genos say his name was? Demonicus? Oh, I forget. So we've got that hanging over our heads, too. And I'm sure our gathering of the 4 statues will do nothing to compound our folly in getting involved with this whole mess in the first place. So I think I've explored everything that I can find in this particular part of the deep mine. And yeah, you can't get up there without double jump. One of the effects of the double jump, by the way, is that if you down thrust from a double jump, it greatly increases the chances that an enemy will get stunned. Which is going to be incredibly useful for me as the game goes on. This, by the way, is the part of the game where normal enemies, like that giant cave troll, start to become very noticeably dangerous. Some of the stuff in the Ilburn's ruins could be kinda nasty, but not like here. Yeah, we closed it up because it was all tapped out, not because it was filled with cave trolls. Though if Locust is to be believed, this place was pretty nasty even before monsters moved in. Yeah, by the way, the great irony of Locust being of the school of miners that likes to leave everything the hell alone is that mural was completely harmless. And I kinda wish that they used the scene at the mural as one of their release trailers instead of... well, or at least in addition to what they had. because there really are two parts of Ys games. One is the high-speed action gameplay. There are no Ys games that are slow and tactical. The second part is the actual story bit of Ys games, which I'm not really sure that Xseed emphasizes enough in its promotion, at least its video promotion. Because while Ys stories tend to be rather cliche, I'm not going to deny that, they also tend to be incredibly sincere. They do not, at least not intentionally, half-ass anything. This is a fantasy game, so we're going to throw in a lot of stuff that we think really looks fantastical and almost mythic and that sort of thing. Ys is really the franchise Falcom has for the more standard fantasy and legend stories, while Trails in the Sky is its own beast, along with the other Kiseki games. Why does it happen? I told you about stairs, bro! Because the Kiseki games like Trails in the Sky take place in a setting that have a rather unusually high technology based for a fantasy world, and technology isn't secretly evil. Like it has airships and computers and, you know, one of the Kiseki games, I think the one that takes place in Crossbell, they're working on sort of a proto-internet. Oh, I hope second chapter comes out soon. The reason I didn't talk much about the dungeon as we were going through it is because there's not much to talk about. It's a pretty straightforward bash through, without anything really resembling puzzles or whatever, or any really side missions that have been given to us by the townsfolk. It's just, survive to the end, beat the boss, whatever, man. Not that beating the boss is going to be particularly easy, but the objective itself is straightforward. Come back here. Come back! Why do these enemies always vex me so? Yeah, trolls can go absolutely berserk on you. And I'll be taking that healing that I desperately needed. I don't need to be here quite yet. Yeah, you've convinced me to leave with your giant hammers. Yeah, when I first looked at the actual output video from the recording session, I was like, wow, I spent a lot of time on the brink of death. And another cat hole elixir for us. Yeah, this is when we start getting actual piles of revolve from treasure chests. Let's see, laser squid skint. That laser squid is my nemesis. Always interrupting my jumps. Okay, this is the last room before the save point. And it's full of all kinds of nasty. And the thing is, there are a couple of dungeons in this game that are extremely long, but only have 2 save points. Well, this one isn't extremely long, but this one only has the one near the entrance and before the boss. Which I guess is nothing compared to the final dungeon, which has 2 save points, one outside and one right before the end. I'm just going to have to go with what seems right when I tackle the final dungeon, because routing that, well, I just threw up my hands, was like, whatever man, you're a dungeon, I get it. And that puts us over 200, but I'm not going to be warping back until after I hit the next save point. Okay, take care of the laser squids. Oh yeah, that rock over there, we can smash it, but later. Okay, I'm going to be heading back to town to handle a couple of things, because... No wait, that's not where I wanted to be. Hold on a minute. Yeah, there we go. Because Antonio is going to give me a ton of cash for what I sell him, and that's going to allow me to buy some equipment that the game doesn't really expect me to have for the next boss. Yep. Nope, I'm an adventurer. You know, I'm going to wonder right now whether selling one of Adol's greatest enemies, the means to make greater weapons, was a particularly good idea. Now, we can sell the ring to Cynthia, but we're not gonna. there's a much more important use for that. What we are going to do is buy the banded mail. Unfortunately, that means we're now back to default Adol. What we can do is give the ring to this guy, and I was checking to see if we could do it now. A little bit here and there. Yeah, that mercenary that Randolph is referring to, we already heard of a guy whose name begins with a B around here, which is to say Dogi's master. Well, anyway, that's it for this one. See you next time. Bye.